Hey, welcome to part 2 of the mini bee tutorial. In this video, we're going to continue with the body of the bee and do the wings. In the next round, we continue decreasing. So we do 2 single crochet, and then we decrease, and we repeat this 6 times in total. We need to stop at the end of this round because we're going to be doing another color change. Here is the last decrease of the round, and we're going to stop halfway through the stitch to do a color change. So after you've pulled through the first loop, we can stop and cut our yarn. This is our last color change, and it's going to be the color of the stinger. So I'm going to go back to this purple color and complete the last stitch using the purple. In round 16, we first do a single crochet, and then we do a decrease. And we're going to repeat that all the way around to give us 12 stitches in total. Now we are going to stuff the body. Stuff the body quite firmly, but not so firm that the stuffing shows through the stitches. Now we're going to continue crocheting. In round 17, we first do a single crochet, and then we do our decrease, and we do that 4 times in total to bring you down to 8 stitches for the round. In round 18, we don't decrease, we just do 8 single crochet around. Now I'm going to add a little bit more stuffing. If the hole is too small to insert the stuffing with your fingers, you can also use the back of a crochet hook. Now we do the last round of the body. And in this round, we just do 4 decreases in a row. The round is quite small at this point, so just work slowly. After round 19, we can remove the stitch marker completely and cut the yarn. Make sure you leave a bit of a tail for sewing that hole closed. So thread your needle with the yarn tail, and then we're going to go through those last 4 stitches that we did, but through the front loops only. So starting in the first one, and then the second, third, and fourth. And then pull on the yarn tail, which will close the hole. Now you can insert your yarn needle into the center of the sting and bring it through to somewhere else on the body. I like to bring it through to the same color if possible. Then you can bring that tail through to a few other places on the body to secure it. Now we can cut the yarn and the bee's body is done. Next we are going to do the wings using your white yarn, and you'll need to make 2 wings. First, we do 6 single crochet in a magic ring. Pull the ring tight, and then add a stitch marker to the end of the round if you wish. In round 2, just like before, we are doing 6 increases. Remember, an increase is 2 single crochet into the same stitch. In round 3, we want to create a bit of a curve to the wing. So we do 3 single crochet, and then we do the increase, and we do that 3 times in total to bring you to 15 stitches in round 3. Now we can remove the stitch marker and we're going to close with a slip stitch, like so. Then we can cut the yarn, making sure to leave a bit of a tail for sewing onto the body later. Remember, we will be making 2 of these wings for the bee. So now I have my 2 wings completed, and you need to decide how you would like the wings to curve. You can either have that tail from the magic ring on the inside to curve like this, so it would look like this against the body, or you can have that tail on the outside like so, to form a shape like this. So there's with the tail on the inside, and that's the tail on the outside. I prefer to do mine with a tail on the outside, as I prefer the shape. First we are going to take the yarn tail from the edge of the wing, not the one from the magic ring. And I like to place the wing slightly off center from the back. So there's the middle line of my bee, and I'm going to place it one stitch over. So grab a stitch here. And then insert the needle up into that stitch of the wing. And then down into the next stitch. And then grab that same stitch of the body again. And you can go over this however many times you wish, just to make sure it's secure. Now insert the yarn under the wing and bring it through to the underside of the bee. So we want to keep the wing kind of flat to the back and not to move around too much. So we're going to use the tail from the magic ring. And bring that down the wing 1 or 2 stitches. So you're near the bottom of the wing. Now grab a stitch of the body. And you can go over the stitch a few times to keep it in place. Once it's secure, you can insert that yarn under the wing and back to meet that first yarn tail. Then we can knot these yarn tails together and cut the knot short and just insert it into the piece. Now we do the exact same thing with the second wing. So off center, just 1 or 2 stitches next to the first wing. And sew it in place the same as before. Lastly, we're going to do the mouth. So you'll need about 30 centimeters or 1 foot of your medium weight black yarn. And I like to have the mouth about here. Insert the yarn into the side of the piece and bring it through to where you want the mouth to start. Then go over to where you want the mouth to end. And then go to the stitch where you want the bottom of the mouth to be. And then grab that top stitch like so. Then bring the yarn through to where you started. Just shape the mouth out as you need to. And then knot the two yarn tails together. And now your completed bee should look like this. Note all the color changes are on the underside. Thanks so much for watching the tutorial on this mini bee. If you enjoyed the tutorial, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.